Does Spartan Emile belong in Arkham? You know, in his own way, Emile is basically the Victor Zsasz of the Halo universe. And if you don't know who Victor Zsasz is, to make a long story short, he's basically a Batman villain who's a serial killer. I know, shocker. But for every kill, he uses a knife and puts a tally mark on his body. Now that I think about it, Killmonger essentially does the same thing. He might even be a better comparison, you know, because he's ex-military and all. But I already started making this video and I'm not going back. Either way, both those guys are mentally unwell. And Emile carved a skull face on his helmet each time he killed a member of the Covenant. This behavior is very strange for a Spartan. Matter of fact, this is the main reason why his helmet is so iconic. Because he's the only Spartan that's done this in any of the main Halo games. Now, of course, there could be a Spartan named Dexter that's done it in one of the Halo books, but I'm focusing on the games right now. Now it's time to ask the million-dollar question. Does Mr. Emile belong in the institution? When you compare his behavior to the other members of Noble Team in Halo Reach, he definitely sticks out. He's an edgelord. He acts like he's in the DCEU. If you didn't know any better, you would think that he was the Spartan 2 and George was the Spartan 3. Man, Emile saw George show compassion to a civilian for like 3 seconds and he almost threw up. That being said, after George died and some other members of Noble Team died, he wanted to honor their deaths. He did respect them. So the guy wasn't heartless. He wasn't a monster. He was just wired a little differently, I guess. You know, Emile and Captain Levi are almost like the same kind of soldier. Especially Manga Levi. He was one of a kind. They both will do anything and be anything that humanity needs them to be. And they believe in order to operate at peak efficiency, you have to show no emotion. That being said, after Emile saw members of Noble Team die and Levi encountered Curious George, they both got very emotional. So even they have a limit to what they can block out. So I wouldn't say that Emile is crazy. I wouldn't say that he belongs in Arkham. I would say that he's become what he believes gives humanity the best chance to overcome the Covenant and the Flood or whatever threat they're facing. And I think the reason he carved a skull on his visor is because he's trying to take a Batman approach when it comes to the Covenant. You know, strike fear into them. Matter of fact, I think Emile goes out his way to make himself look as intimidating as possible. From the 50 grenades on his chest to his bullet watch, I bet whenever he interrogates someone from the Covenant, he does the Christian Bale voice.